This is E. Matthews Jet. In the beginning of July of this year, we're in 2020, I purchased the javelin, Kyosho. I did a pre-unboxing on the car. And I showed you all the upgrades that came with the kit because I had this back in the 80s. And I sold it back then. So today we're in 2020, and early July of 2020, I found this car again as a re-release, and I decided to buy it. And the reason why I bought it, because I had a lot of good memories with the car. And back then this car was chain driven, and they did an upgrade system that now is belt driven. Okay, so the car is built. I put it together. I took my time with it, so I spent like three weeks to get it all together. I did like an hour here, an hour there, whenever I got to it, until I finished it. I still gotta paint the driver. The driver is not done, but the car is completely finished. Already ran it outside, ran it up and down. Today's July 25th, Saturday, and I'm gonna take it out to a park. My girl and I, we're gonna go on a nice motorcycle trip on my Harley, and I'm bringing the car with me with a couple of batteries, and I got a couple of spots picked out where I go run these, and whenever I go on a trip, I stop there and I'll run my buggy for a little while, and then my girl and I will continue riding. So the car came out real nice. It brought back a lot of memories. I built this in the early 80s when it came out. The car has a lot of upgrades. I explained that in my video on the unboxing. So I'm not going to get into it now, but the car came out real nice. So this is the Kyosho javelin. This is a re-release. This car originally came out in the early 80s, and a lot of companies don't re-release their cars. There's a lot of RC companies making good cars and that they don't make anymore, and they should be back on the market, and you can't get them. And what I like about Kyosho is they decided to do a couple of their cars that were manufactured back in the 80s, and they re-released them. So these two Kyoshos are re-released. This one is the 50th anniversary Scorpion that I also had in the 80s. I don't know what the hell I did with the car, but now I have it again as a re-release. When you're a teenager, you built these cars, and shit happens and you don't know what you do with them. But I'm glad I got them back. And this is the team associated. This is an early 80s car right here. This one I did not buy it. I also have a video on YouTube. I'm E. Matthews Jet. If you go to my YouTube videos on E. Matthews Jet, you're going to find the story of this car. So this is E. Matthews Jet showing my cars and my new Kyosho re-release. It's real nice. Another thing, like today's RC cars, that everybody's building them brushless. These old cars, I like to run them original brush motors. So I put a brush motor in it. These engines, you can rebuild them. These are professional brush motors. In the early 80s, they made these brush motors that you can rebuild them, repair them, instead of buying a new motor whenever you burn it out or wear down the brushes You could rebuild these. These are awesome motors. I got them on all my cars. So I like that they did the shocks in this color. When this car came out, it was aluminum, regular aluminum look. The car was chain drive. It came with the chain and the chain sprocket, but it also comes with the upgraded belt and the pulley system. So I added the belt and the pulley to upgrade it. I was gonna build it original the way it comes out of the box, but when I saw the upgraded system, I said, you know what? We're in 2020. You gotta upgrade the car. Why run it obsolete the way it was back then? Okay, it'll be cool to keep it original, but if you want this car to perform the proper way, you gotta upgrade it. So I upgraded it. And the chain with the pulley system, I'm gonna keep it as a souvenir. So I got it like in a Ziploc plastic, put away as a souvenir. And if someday this ever wears out completely from running and beating on the car, I also got the chain with the chain sprockets that I could put them in this car and the car still be running and it'll be original again. So it's a good thing to keep it around. These cars, you can't get replacement parts. You buy the kit and you build it and you pray you don't rip it apart, because you can't get parts for these cars anymore. These are re-released. They make them. They put them on the market. And that's what I like about Kyosho. They'll make you the car, but if the car breaks down and you need to get parts, you can't get parts for this. Very hard to get parts for these cars. It's my team associated. I love this car. That's a hardcore car. This is the beginning of all of this and everything else that's in the RC world. Okay, I called that car right there the Big Daddy. The paint job is all scratched up because I do run the car. Actually, I like it when it gets all scratched up, because this shows that you're running it. You're beating on the car. I run them hard, but I don't kill them. There's people that get into RC cars and they'll buy a buggy or a trucky and they'll beat it to death. I don't do that. I run them and I keep them in mint condition. That associated buggy, that's in mint condition. Look at the tires, all still new condition. So I'm glad that I got this javelin back into my collection. And I knew it was out for a while because this car was on the market for a while and I didn't buy it because I had other projects. But I said, let me get this car before it gets off the market and you can't get it again. Because once these cars go away, they're hard to come back. So when they do a re-release, you got to get the car. Once they sell them all out and they stop the re-release, you can't get them again. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go for it and get the car before it disappears and I can never find it again. You can find it like in a swap meet all beat to crap, owned by somebody else, and I don't want that. So this is a brand new car. It's got a couple of runs on it in front of the house, and I just built it. I just finished this car. This is a brand new car. I'm turning this board on the table because this is a board that I use to work on the cars, and it swivels. Look at that. Team Associated. This is a badass buggy. The buggy's complete. It's a running car. Okay, this is not a trailer queen. It's not a shelf queen. Every summer I bring it out. I throw it in my bag with a couple of batteries, and I take it with me and I run it. And I bring it back home, and I dust it off with an air gun, and I put it back on the shelf. I don't run my cars on mud. I'm not into running on mud. I run on dirt. You know, they can get dirty with dust and dirt, but no mud, no water. I don't run them in if there's a puddle of water. I don't go through none of that. I have no interest in destroying my cars. My cars are collectible cars. I build them to use them, to keep them in mint condition, and then I can put them on a shelf, and they always look mint. You know, there's people, they take their cars, and it's okay. You want to take your car and beat on it and put it through mud and sink it in water, go ahead and knock yourself out. But I'm not into that. I'm into enjoying my cars, keep them in nice condition, and you can always run them another day. Keep them nice. That's it. That's my way of thinking. So I did this video for I could put that I finished the car, the Javelin, because I did the pre-unboxing where I go into detail of all the upgrades of the cars and everything that it comes with. So I'm glad that I got the car back in my collection and it's built. And right now we're going to start running this. I'm going to put some serious mileage into this car. It's a brand new car. I ran it a little bit. It's got a couple of scratches in the bottom. Yeah, it's got scratches, see? See the scratches from running it? Yep, got a couple of good runs on it. So Kyosho, thumbs up. I'm glad you did this. You got a lot of nice cars and you got to put them back on the market because you got good quality cars that you're not re-releasing. You're holding a couple of cars that you should remake. And I advise other companies that built some awesome cars, including HPI. The HPI cars, you don't see them on the market anymore. You know, I think that company went away. But HPI has a lot of cars that should be re-released. I'm a fan of HPI cars, including Kyosho, Team Associated. You know, I'm not like a favorite of one to another. I love them all the same. If they're good cars, I'm down to get them, you know. Okay, so this is my home. I fly planes. I'm into telescopes. I'm into motorcycles. I own 3 Harley Davidsons and a Yamaha. I play guitar. I got guitars all over the house. It's my workshop. I also run speedboats. I got a collection of boats. That's a plane that I'm building. It's almost done. So this is E. Matthews Jet. If you want a complete tour of my workshop and all my planes, look for the video that's got that plane up on the wall. And it says bicycle engine part 6. And you clip onto it and it gives you the tour of my whole workshop. So check out that video. This is E. Matthews Jet signing out. Kyosho, awesome. You did it. You hit it out of the park with this car. I'm glad that this car is coming back. Is back. Okay? E. Matthews Jet. Everybody, thank you so much. Enjoy the video. Give me thumbs up. You know, I love everybody. I'm not a hater, you know. I love everybody. Enjoy the hobby. Get into it serious. Just, you know, live it up. Thank you.